Actually, it's, we're beginning week 6 of our pre-season plan after having the entire group together. After our trip to Egypt and our pre-season camp, and it's about now that the window is closed as well. We can focus on the players we have, putting the squad together, the finer details, being prepared not only for Simba Day but for the rest of the season. So still some details to polish up. Still some players coming back from injuries. Yes, we've trimmed our squad and we have a more streamlined squad. We've tried to replace some players that have left, and of course identified key areas where we thought we needed to improve. Of course, last season, while putting in the foundation, we came very close to making an historic season. So it was very important for us not to break everything down, but to keep the nucleus of the squad. And once the signings have come in and the squad is together, we have then tried to develop a systematic way where we can refresh our principles for the players that remain, but also introduce our principles, our playing style. We know that this season is going to be different. We know that the level is going to be higher. We know that teams like Azam are stronger. We know that Yanga has strengthened as well. So we have to really... And the next step is we're playing in the Champions League. We're no longer playing in the CAF Confederations Club. And that is where we want to be as Simba Sports Club. So it's no longer talking. You speak to sponsors, you speak to investors, you try to get certain deals done. But the window is closed, and I'm happy with my squad. I've got enough X-Factor players now in that I'm going to focus on. We know that we're playing in the Champions League, and in the Champions League, you need a different type of quality. When you analyze the Champions League this season, and we're in Pot 2, that means Pot 1, if you look at the teams there, are very strong. If you look at the teams in Pot 3, are very strong. And even the teams in Pot 4 are very strong. So even your group stage could be, you could be facing a group of death very early on once you make the qualify for the group stage. So as a coach, you're always looking for players that can come in and strengthen the squad, players that can come in. I use the term X factor, and you always look for that type of players. We know that our foreign quota is full. So at that time, when we were talking, there was still 1 week left of the window. But now the window is closed. I trust all my players. I'm happy with my squad, and I'll focus on the squad to try to develop a strong team this season. Like I said, last season was the season of putting in foundations, and this season is a season where we want to lift trophies. If you lose 3 captains in Shaba, in Che Malone, in Fabrice Ngoma, you first have to replace them with a similar or better quality if you can find them. And you can't always replace experience with experience. I cannot replace Fabrice Ngoma with another Fabrice Ngoma, but I can replace him with a player of quality that will fit into the evolution of our team. I can't always replace Shaba with another player of his experience, of knowing the Tanzanian league, but you replace a player that fits the style. And so exactly the same with Che Malone, if you just talk about the 3 experienced captains that we've lost. And yes, the squad at the moment, we've got a younger squad. We've got a squad that has a huge potential, that if we reach our potential, if we play to our strengths, if we develop in the way that we see the squad can develop, we are building. You need 3, 4, 5 windows to build a real monster of a team that can compete and that can be on the level of Al Ahly, of Sundowns, of Esperance, of, let's just talk about these giants that have always been in semi-finals and finals of Champions League. So our President Mo Doji has that ambition to conquer Africa, and of course it's going to take time, it's going to take more windows, but we're on the right track. Unfortunately, he will only be able to give us information on the Kenya team, Gor Mahia, in the dressing room, because he's injured at the moment. He will not compete tomorrow. You try to create the evolution of the team, and you try to create competition in the team. You know, last season we had a very good squad in terms of the NBC Premier League, where we could make a rotation and we could play Wednesday, Saturday, and still manage to get results and still manage to play our playing style. I'm not a coach who says this is my starting lineup and you guys will always play. But of course, I'm a realistic coach to say if you want to play in the Champions League, we need a certain type of depth, we need a certain type of quality, we need a certain type of level of player, not only to be part of group stage, not only to be part of quarter-final. You know, I'm a coach who wants to have a squad that can compete in the final of the Champions League, that can win Champions League. When the window is open, I'm always going to ask for, I'm always going to see what is possible, because like I said, I don't just want to make up the numbers. I don't just want to come last game of the season and lose. I want to win the league. I want to win the Champions League. I want to win every cup that is available. And I think we have to close this chapter of X Factor, because the window is closed and I have enough X Factor players in my squad and I'll focus on them. But of course, once the next window is open, we will look to strengthen again, as we always do, as all the big teams do. Whenever there's an opportunity and you see there's a slight opportunity to bring a quality into your team, you will do it and you will ask for it because you want to be the best.